We've all had those phases in life when we're doing everything almost perfectly. We're showing up for ourselves in our health. We're showing up in our relationships. We're trying to pursue our purpose. But things don't always feel complete just because we're fully showing up. And in fact, a lot of the time, things can feel even more incomplete when we are fully showing up in the external in this way, but we might be missing a certain ingredient. And what that ingredient is actually harmony on the inside. So you might be doing everything perfect on the outside. Is it maybe coming from a need to be perfect? Like that if you didn't show up in this way, there would be something missing in you. And maybe you wouldn't be worthy of as much if you didn't show up in the way that you show up. I call this shame-based alignment. So this is when we get into alignment in a certain way, but we're actually motivating ourselves off of something that's severely in misalignment. So it's kind of like cleaning up your house and you're sweeping and mopping, but you have muddy shoes on. So you might clean up a lot of stuff, but everywhere that you end up walking is still going to get dirty. And in a moment, I'm going to teach you how you can let go of that paradigm for good. So here's how I like to think about it. Have you ever noticed that sometimes the things that actually improve your life aren't always the thing you thought would improve it? Sometimes it's actually a moment where you're not quite in alignment, but you're flowing in a different type of way. Maybe you're making a decision that isn't so good, but you're opening up as well. Like maybe you decide to go to a party and drink, and that maybe is out of alignment to the logical mind. But to your soul might know that you're going to have a great time there and you're going to meet your future business partner. Or maybe you are going to just blow off some steam and then show up even more fully tomorrow at work or in your purpose. On one hand, let's take the shame-based alignment person. And then on the other hand, let's take the love-based alignment person. So somebody who's in alignment in their life, but it's not from perfectionism and forcing themselves to do the right thing. It's just because genuinely they love themselves and they love other people. And the best way for them to show up lovingly is to do those things that are in alignment. So it just flows naturally from love. It's very peaceful. It's not forceful. It's just like a suggestion that gets heeded. It's advice that gets listened to. So let's take the shame-based alignment person. This person often has an exact wake-up time. They have an exact morning routine for like 2 hours, and then they force themselves to get all the tasks done of the day. And then in social interactions, they force themselves to only show the good traits that they have. Can you see the problem in this? It doesn't really matter if you're showing up perfectly in your life if the main energy that's motivating you is shame. And shame, and we can put it up right here, shame is actually the lowest vibration of energy. And why is this? It's because what shame is at its core is a rejection of self, right? And let's look at the top of the scale. Look at enlightenment, or even look near the top. Peace, love, all these higher states of consciousness. The key trait of these states of consciousness is an embracing of what is, an embracing of the self. The lower energies are the opposite. It's a rejection of self. Because when you reject yourself, you reject others. And when you reject others, you reject yourself. It all goes hand in hand. So the problem with operating from shame and trying to be perfect is you're going to completely isolate yourself. Because on the surface, you're going to be this perfect being, but behind the scenes, you're the sweaty Wizard of Oz, holding all the masks up and pulling the ropes and the strings and creating an illusion of perfection. And at its core, it's self-abusive. If you operate like this, what you're really doing and saying to yourself is, you are not enough. We need to follow this protocol and this exact measure, and that is enough. And when we follow it, we're enough. When we don't, we're not enough. Instead of listening to the body, what does your body naturally want to do? How much does it really need to take care of itself? Do you need to take care of yourself to the perfect degree? Or could you just take care of yourself 80%? And then maybe the extra energy could go into taking care of other people or investing into your purpose or focusing on some other area of life. Oftentimes you'll find people that are perfectionists. They're very often not perfectionists in every area of their life. They usually have one or two areas that they're perfectionists in, and then the other areas, they're just kind of dropping the ball in. And if those areas are meaningful and important that they're dropping the ball in, then it's not worth it. It's disharmony. You're living a disharmonic life. You have this imbalance. That's what disharmony is, imbalance. You're hyper-focused on some things and you're lacking in many areas. And what this causes is disharmony. And when there's disharmony in the energy, it spreads everywhere. It's like cancer. Disharmony in the energy spreads into the mind, into the thoughts. It spreads into the actions. It spreads into the emotions and your perceptions of the world. It corrupts everything. So I want you to do a quick audit. How much of your discipline is coming from self-love? And how much of your discipline is coming from a self-abuse and almost a shame? One of the examples that I've seen a lot is this one author who you probably know who the author is, but he is hyper-focused on having people perform at the top of their ability. And he says that when he's getting ready to go for a jog in the morning, when he's going for a run in the morning, he has to yell at himself and call himself cuss words to get himself to put his shoes on and get out the door. And I look at this and I'm like, who reads this and is like, wow, that's the goal. Just wake up every day, cuss yourself out and go for a run. That's what I've been dreaming of. No, I don't think anyone in their right mind thinks that that is a life worth living. This is self-abuse. This is like how, like a parent that pushes their kid too hard in a sport or something. It's mean. It's mean to the human being. It's what the mind is doing to its own human is mean. So what I would recommend you do is check in with yourself and ask yourself, am I really operating from this like loving discipline? Like when I do this work, is it really making me more of a loving being, more in harmony, more happy, more in service to the collective? Or am I just kind of checking a box off the list, feeling gratified that I completed a goal, but then it's killing me on the inside. It's draining me and it's not feeling like I could sustain this for decades, And if that's you, be honest with yourself. Something's got to change. My favorite subject to coach clients on is letting go of shame. Because when my clients let go of shame, it's like their whole life does a 180. And they usually do less work in their business and in their job, and they get more recognition and they get more results. Shame is like an anchor that holds you in lower vibrational realities. And once you let go of shame and you learn to operate from a loving self-discipline, it's like a weight gets lifted off your shoulders. So if you want more help with that, then reach out to me. I offer a free call for your first call if you want a consultation to see if I can help you, because you've got to see if it's a good fit for you as well. So you can reach out in the description, just shoot me an email and we'll get in touch. So what's the number one way that I would suggest that you could do right now without even my assistance on a call or something? But what could I give you right now? I would say that you should start doing meditation specifically on your solar plexus. So your solar plexus is the area of your body that's above your belly button and it's below your chest. So it's kind of the soft spot in between your ribs. And energetically, this is our center for willpower. So a lot of people, when they're young, they start using shame to jack up that willpower, like boom, and then they push that will forward with the shame, and they're able to get things done really well. But then what that does is it completely just destroys your nervous system. And you have to go into hyper replenishing to even balance out that insane of a cycle. But what you can do instead is push love through your will. And love can actually generate just as much willpower and just as much intention, actually way more. But in the beginning, it won't be as much. So that's the problem, actually, is you have to be willing to be a little bit less powerful for a short time period, because a lot of your power came from kind of like whipping yourself with the shame energy. And as you let go of that, you'll feel a little bit like soft, but you have to just learn to ground yourself in with that love. And the more you just flush out all that energy and bring love into the solar plexus, the more you'll be able to activate in a way that's genuine. So thanks so much for watching. Remember, reach out if you want assistance on this. And you're doing great. It's probably not what you're doing that's the problem. It's probably your state of being. That's what most people on earth are struggling with right now. So don't take it personally if this video kind of unearths some stuff and you realize you have some stuff to work on. It doesn't mean you're not absolutely amazing in so many other areas of life, but you might be kind of shame-based alignment. And that's something you can work on. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.